All right, so I am back again with a new update. As of today, I am 3 full weeks post-op. Yay! 3 weeks post-op. I got a lot of information I want to talk about as far as VSG surgery and post-op process. For anybody who doesn't know, I am 3 weeks post-op. I had my surgery on October 15th, 2018 by Dr. Fishman at Grandview Hospital in Sellersville, Pennsylvania. My highest weight ever was 330 pounds. My current weight is 295 pounds. So since the pre-op diet, I have lost a total of 31 pounds and a total of, 36 pounds from my highest weight. All right, so this journey, of course, has been very, very interesting. I'm 3 weeks out. Thank God that went by really quickly. Right now, I am on soft foods. The first week of surgery, I was still on clear liquids. Second week post-op surgery was full liquids. Third puree. Last week was puree. So full liquids, clear liquids, full liquids, puree, soft foods, and next week will be all inclusive foods, which I'm so excited about. Now, while my process is going pretty well, I don't have many complaints. There are some things about VSG that I wish I would have known or someone would have told me prior to actually having the surgery. I have a list here of things that I wish people would have told me or things that I wish I just knew. Now, when talking to my surgeon, one thing that I asked was, how long is required for you to take off of work? I heard that a lot of people took off a couple weeks. Some people were like, I went back to work in 3 days. For me, I only took off 5 days. So I had my surgery on a Monday. I returned to work the following Monday. So literally 5 work days and then the 2 weekend days. Now, while my job, I work in an office setting, it doesn't require a lot of physical labor or any real activity. However, just that first week was mostly resting. After my surgery, I slept like 3 days when I got home. And then I finally started feeling like myself like Thursday or Friday of that week. So the next week when it was time to actually start digesting food or even just liquids, that part was a struggle at work because of the burping and the gas and the pain and just discomfort. So I would suggest taking off at least 2 weeks. Like if I could do it again, I would have took at least 2 full week days off of work. 2 full weeks off of work, because that way the 1 week allows you to actually rest and feel like yourself again, and the second week allows you to actually start getting some food back in your system and trying to figure out how you feel from there. I wish somebody would have told me that. It didn't kill me that I went back within the 1 week, but if I had a choice, I would have definitely preferred to take off 2 weeks so that I can feel more like myself by the time I went back to work, which will pretty much be like this week, and I feel really like myself again as of right now. Also, I'll put in another picture of my incisions. The main incision is still healing. Sometimes it looks healed. Other times when you shower, whatever that skin that looks healed, it opens back up and starts aching again. So I talked to my surgeon about it, and he said just put a Band-Aid and some Neosporin. Honestly, adding a Band-Aid on top of it just helps it to stay moist, which to me is not helping it heal. I don't know how long it's supposed to take to heal. The rest of the incisions are scabbed over. They don't hurt. It's mostly that main one by the belly button that continues to hurt. I don't really know what else to do with it. I'm just going to not touch it and let it be. But even today, like I said, 3 weeks post-op, it's still a little gooey and wet once I get out the shower. And then it'll dry or whatever in a day or so. But the fact that it's still open, I don't know if that's normal. I'm going to ask. I don't know. One main thing that they say all the time is, you got to watch your protein, make sure you get your protein in and get your water in. However, because you are barely eating the first 2 weeks, it was hard as all hell to get anything in. I was only eating like 300 calories a day, could barely take enough water in, and sure as hell was not getting my protein. Now, this week will be the first week. Actually, last week, I think I hit my protein goal maybe like twice. 2 days out the whole week. It's still hard because I don't know, just getting in protein, unless you're drinking protein shakes or like I have the protein 2.0, drinking that water all day, it's hard to drink the water and get the protein in as far as actual food. So I don't know how people are doing it. You do have to really force yourself to get the stuff in, but at that point, like, you're uncomfortable even more, and it's just a process. Like, I don't know, just hitting my water goal has been actually obtainable, because I literally just sip all day, but doing the water plus trying to still get the protein in and still eating, it was just hard. I don't know any other way. I did find that there are certain foods online. I think the brand is called like Real Good Food or something like that. They sell it at certain grocery stores, but that actually has low sugar, low carbs, and high protein. Like, they had like a pepperoni pizza that was like 25 grams of protein, little carbs. I haven't been able to find it around here, but I might have to buy it online if that's the way to get my food in as well as my carb intake for the day. Vitamins. I do a biotin liquid. I do liquid biotin. I do a hair, skin, and nails vitamin. You take 3 of those a day. Those are just generic brand from Walmart. And then I also do the weight loss directive one from my nutritionist. They're big calcium horse pills, the chewable tablets. You have to take 2 in the morning, 2 at night. At one point, chewing those tablets were perfectly fine. I think it was because I was with liquids. Now, when in the morning when I'm rushing out for work, I try to take a tablet. And numerous times I've actually thrown those tablets back up. Even once you chew them down and get them soggy, they just make you nauseous. What I did find was you should take them with food for sure. It helps reduce the nausea, which I think I read that before somewhere. But there's so many different things that you got to remember that I forgot. I just forgot. So that's one thing I definitely suggest people to keep in mind. Now, one thing that you hear constantly over and over and over is gas. Now, when I thought of gas, I thought of like a little burping, maybe some farting, but this type of gas is like in your throat. It's like in your chest, like right here. Now, even when you eat, like in the beginning, like the first, like the week number 2, anything that I tried to digest sat literally right here, to the point that I would purposely put my hand down my throat to throw it up because it was sitting here. Even if I burped a little bit, you can taste a bit of the food coming back into my mouth. I don't know what the hell that is, but apparently that's common. They say it's the gas. I did hear that to reduce it and allow that pain to go down, you should walk around after you're eating, because walking apparently helps with gas, which I've actually know that is true. But it's just like, even that whole process is always having stuff sitting like right here. Certain foods sat here, certain foods will be stuck in your chest, so like you just wanted to get a burp up, and sometimes you can get like a baby burp, and other times it's just sitting there. So it's just constant burping all day, constant gas all day. I would burp from just drinking water, sipping a little bit of water. Now a burp needs to come up. Like, you're always burping, you always got to fart. It's just like, and you're always constantly having a rumble, always a rumble. You don't know if you ate too much, ate too fast. It's just a rumble. There's no clear, you're going to be rumbling. Like, your stomach is always rumbling. It's a lot to get used to, because I'm not used to that. Normally my stomach rumbles when I'm hungry. In pre-op, my stomach was rumbling when I was hungry, or if I ate something that didn't sit well and I had to use the bathroom. But this is like a constant rumble. It eventually dies down, but it's still constant rumble. I realize that now. The only time I'm not, well, okay, we'll hold that off till later. One thing that they say is pre-op is make sure you eat, chew very slowly, eat small portions, don't drink any water, and watch whatever you're eating when you are incorporating foods back into your diets, because you want to know what exactly could be irritating your stomach. So you don't want to eat a variety of different things at one time. You want to include one thing at a time so you know what is causing you pain. However, what I've learned is, even doing that, there's no way to tell which of those 3 things your stomach is feeling. So if I drink water and my stomach hurts or my chest hurts, does that mean that it doesn't like the water? Does it mean that I drank too much water? Does it mean that I drank too fast of a water? Like, that part is hard to understand. And I've had that constant struggle with anything. If I take a small spoonful, it's like, okay, and now my stomach is upset, and now I feel nauseous. Am I nauseous because my stomach didn't like the food? Am I nauseous because the spoonful was too big? Am I nauseous because I swallowed too fast? Like, that is one thing that I feel like somebody needs to tell me in detail, because I have yet to understand what that pain means. And like, week 2 was rough, trying to get this stuff in, trying to be careful when chewing. Even with soft food, you're trying to chew it up, but somehow you still feel crappy and nauseated, and but you don't know what it is. Maybe you chew too slow. So you try next time to chew too slow and you still feel crappy. Maybe it was just too much. So you reduce the portion. It's just like, it's all trial and error. And that part is frustrating. I will say that since I started this, since my first day out of the hospital, every single day has been much better than before. When I first got out the hospital, I was second guessing my decision because I was really uncomfortable. And I'm like, is this going to be like this every day? Not that it was like painful or I was going to die. It was just really uncomfortable. I will say that 95% of the time I am uncomfortable, whether it's drinking water, I feel bloated, or if I ate something, I feel bloated. Like you just constantly feel like a rumble and bloated or some type of feeling in your stomach. Like there's never just a chill moment. Now 3 weeks out, there are moments in between. Like when I'm not eating, I feel perfectly like me again. But every time I eat, you literally take a bite, chew it, swallow it, chew it up a lot, swallow it, and allow 5 minutes before you take another bite, because you want to know, you're trying to figure out, is my stomach upset? Is my stomach okay? How do we feel about it? So it's like getting used to doing that for every single thing. Even with water, I'm like, okay. And if I drink water and it does bubble, that makes me think that I drank too much. So I do reduce it, and I notice that there's not as much gas with water. But anything else, it's like I try to take a small amount. If it needs to be chewed, I'll chew it. I'll swallow a little bit at a time. And then I sit for 5 minutes and see how my stomach feels about it before we move on. Like, it's not a joke. So that's the main thing. Those are the main things that I kind of wish somebody explained to me. Not that they didn't explain them to me clearly enough. I don't think you can actually understand exactly what it is that people are even saying about it until you get it. Because I've heard people, when I watch YouTube videos, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, just watch how you're eating and be careful. And I'm like, oh, that's nothing. Until now I'm doing it and I'm like, oh snaps, like this is what they mean. But even with the feeling of, am I too full? Or because I'm never really hungry. I eat because I have a protein goal to hit, and I drink because I got to get in my 64 ounces of water. But I'm never really like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. There are days where I only ate I drank a protein shake in the morning and I didn't eat all day. And that entire day I felt like the acid, like that acidy burn. And you do have like a heartburn, and I don't know how to get rid of that. It's just, listen, I don't regret my decision, but when I tell you this, there's a lot of things that you just gotta like trial and error and figure it out. And granted, I'm only 3 weeks out. Like, I don't know much, but it's a lot. Now, like I said before, and I'll say in all my videos, if you're contemplating getting the surgery, please make sure you do your research. Please make sure you follow, you know, most of the people in VSG community, because there are a lot of people that are giving me tips every day. And they give you options for, you know, whatever stage you are on, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm so grateful for them. But those are just some things that me personally, if I could do it again, these would be things that I would like to know in advance. I would have definitely asked that question. I would have definitely wish I could have been more aware. They are not deal breakers. Like, it's not like die. Like, it's not a die situation. It's just like, if you don't want to be uncomfortable, or if you could have prepared to be uncomfortable. I've heard people with the gas that take Gas-X and like Beano. I haven't taken any of those yet, but I heard that they do help with gas. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm 31 pounds down since my pre-op, my liquid diet for the pre-op. So something's working. I will say I've also been at a stall for the last 7 days though. And I don't know if that's because of my water or because of my protein. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm not in no rush. Like, I'll do as slowly as I need to get where I need to get. But those are just things that I think people should know. Let me know below if you have any questions, any comments, if you know any ways to stop this uncomfortable discomfort, bloated gas pain crap. And if not, then, you know, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I'll put my social media below. And that's pretty much, because I don't want the video to be too long. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.